Hi, Elko Middle School. This is another one of your monthly character lessons. This month it is going to be on growth mindset, which we touched on a little bit with your perseverance last month when we talked about making sure to keep trying and not give up, which if you're showing perseverance, chances are you have a growth mindset. So we're titling this lesson, Growth Mindset, the Mindset of a Champion. Pause and discuss as a class, what is a growth mindset? The growth mindset definition is believing that your abilities can be strengthened and developed through hard work. It is about your effort instead of having a natural ability at something. Pause again and discuss, what are some activities that you have worked hard at over the years? What strategies have you used to show perseverance? Some possible examples you came up with are sports, a craft, games, reading, math, completing homework. You guys are constantly working hard and having to show perseverance to get better at activities. So kudos to you all. The mindset of a champion. Please watch and listen to this elementary school student named Carson share about his experience learning about growth mindset for the first time.
Michael Jordan has said, I've missed more than 9,000 shots, lost almost 300 games, and 26 times I've been trusted to make the game-winning shot and missed. I fail over and over and over again, and that is why I succeed. Michael Jordan is one of the most famous basketball players in the world, though he was not always a star. He didn't make his high school basketball team because he was too short and wasn't good enough. He could have quit, but instead he had the mindset to continue and get better. He was practicing each day before most people were even out of bed. And because of this, he not only made the team the following year, but he went on to become the greatest player of all time and a true champion. The question that comes to our mind is, can we all learn to have a mindset of a champion? A mindset is a word describing how we think. There are two types of mindsets. One, a growth mindset, and two, a fixed mindset. A growth mindset is when somebody believes they can learn to be good and they can learn to get better. They are not afraid of challenges. They continue when things get hard. They know that they have put effort in to learn, and they learn from criticism. They are also inspired by people who do well. Michael Jordan has this trait, though another person with a growth mindset is The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. He was cut from the Canadian Football League early on in his career. He could have quit, but instead he worked very hard, faced many challenges, and is now a super famous movie star, one of my favorite. Did you know that coaches and professional scouts look for athletes who don't just have skill? They want someone who wants to learn, who is coachable, and will give 100% effort in practices. They want someone with a growth mindset. What they don't want is somebody who thinks they are already good enough, they don't need to learn, and are not coachable. These people have a fixed mindset. A fixed mindset is the opposite of a growth. These people either think they're born good or born not so good. They cannot learn. They are afraid of challenges. They give up and get defensive easily. They feel criticized when given feedback and are threatened by people who do well. Which mindset do you think I have? Well, let me tell you a story. Reading has always been hard for me, and even now I still find it challenging. From kindergarten to 4th grade, I was always a bit below grade level in reading. So each night, I read aloud to my parents to try to get better. This was always the worst part of my day. Whenever I was reading, I would of course make mistakes, misread words, say words that weren't there, miss words that were there, and miss punctuation. Normal. But whenever my mom or dad tried to correct me, I'd get upset. I told them that they were wrong and sometimes even have a meltdown. This happened from my friends and teachers and with other subjects and activities too. I thought that I should know how to do everything already, and if I didn't, I would get upset. I thought that what my teachers were teaching should come to me easy. Well, guess what? Some of the things I was learning or reading were not easy. I would get upset. Negative thoughts came into my mind. You suck. You can't do anything. This should be so easy. Suddenly, I felt tears coming down my face in front of my friends and teachers, too. In my head, saying, no, 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 please, no. I could no longer control my emotions. This is where the real problem begins. You see, I lose control of my emotions, I stop listening, and I stop thinking. I become difficult to those around me. And when I finally get through it, I am very tired. This is not healthy, and it's not the person I want to be. I want to know why I was feeling this way and why my emotions were so strong. Well, this year, in 5th grade, was the first year I was able to answer these questions. I learned what a growth and fixed mindset are. I'm learning how to change my fixed mindset into a growth mindset and have a mindset of a champion. I believe we can have both of these mindsets, a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. I believe this because I have both. I have a growth mindset with things like soccer, basketball, change, and learning new languages. I also believe we can change our fixed mindset into a growth mindset and have a mindset of a champion. Well, maybe not a champion like Michael Jordan, but a champion in our own way. We may just need a little help to do this. My dad and I read this book called Mindsets, written by Carol Dweck. Carol Dweck is a professor and professional psychologist who researched and came up with the idea of a growth and fixed mindset. Her book told me that I was not the only one as a fixed mindset from time to time. However, the best advice I ever got was from my teacher and school counselor. Their advice was a one little 3-letter word. This word was yet. They told me always put the word yet at the end of my sentence. I can't do it. I can't do it yet. I don't understand. I don't understand yet. The word yet makes me feel I just need to put a little more effort in before I understand it. I still struggle with a fixed mindset from time to time. However, I now know why I get frustrated and upset. For any of you out there who may have a fixed mindset from time to time, please know that I am proof that you can beat it. Writing this talk, I struggled the whole time, though every day I've gotten a little better than the day before. This is why I can say I'm winning, because I'm here in front of you now today. Thank you.
Pause and discuss. What are some examples from the video of having growth mindset in the face of adversity? Examples, he started off talking about Michael Jordan. You may remember that he also talked about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and he talked about himself, the student, his name is Carson, learning to read better. Pause and discuss again, what are the benefits of this student having a growth mindset? Some answers you might have come up with are becoming a better reader, obviously, giving a TED Talk. I am certain that he probably wouldn't have given a TED Talk on the growth mindset had he not learned so much about it and become a better reader. And he can apply it to other activities later in life. You heard him say that he is confident that he can change some of the areas where he has a fixed mindset into a growth mindset. There's a lot to unpack in this video, so if you'd like to pause for more discussion about something else in the video, now is the time. Some other topics you can discuss are our reactions when something is challenging, You can talk about this student and how his growth mindset changed his perspective on life, or anything else that you find to be beneficial. Growth versus fixed mindset. So Carson in the last video touched on both of these, but I'm going to touch on them a bit further. So the pink silhouette, a fixed mindset, says a fixed mindset is limiting. These people generally avoid challenges, give up easily, are threatened by others' success, desire to look smart, believe that their effort is fruitless, they ignore feedback, and they believe they have fixed abilities that cannot be improved. On the other hand, the growth mindset is freedom. You have perseverance in the face of failures. Effort is required to build new skills. Find inspiration in others' success. You embrace challenges, accept criticism. You have a desire to learn and to build abilities. Most people do not just have a growth mindset or a fixed mindset. You might be a little bit of both. But something to really think about is, do you have more of a growth mindset or more of a fixed mindset? In what areas can you learn to have more of a growth mindset so that you can improve? This can even be something you're naturally good at. Think back to the example of Michael Jordan. He's the greatest basketball player of all time. Would he have eventually made his high school basketball team? Probably. But without his work ethic, his perseverance, his growth mindset, it is likely he would not be as great as he became. Strengthening a growth mindset. Coping with the changes that COVID has brought can be hard. With a growth mindset, however, we know that we can do hard things. Pause and discuss. What is one problem that you've experienced this school year? It could be related or unrelated to COVID. Some of your possible answers might have been managing time, seeing friends, organization, motivation, completing work, attending class, or being distracted in a class, especially with online learning. Pause and discuss again. What is one strategy you can use to overcome this problem? Some possible answers might be set timers, remove distractions, see friends on Zoom, write down assignments, ask for help. Hopefully you're getting the gist of this now, of how you can really strengthen a growth mindset. You have challenges this year. You might have problems this year, but you can make a plan to improve and get better. Making mistakes. We're going to go into making mistakes for the rest of the lesson today. And that is because making mistakes and learning from mistakes is crucial in strengthening a growth mindset. In order to improve, you will make mistakes. It's what you choose to do with those mistakes that either leads you to improving or keeping that growth mindset. Keeping that fixed mindset rather than having a growth mindset. Can anyone be an artist? Mistakes are just the steps to success. Pause and discuss. How did each girl react to her mistake in the beginning of the video? What did the girl with the braided hair do differently at the end? Some answers you might have come up with. The girl with the braided hair threw away her mistakes while the other girl kept them. By the end, the girl with the braided hair also grew from her mistakes. This is a great example of how you can start off having a fixed mindset about something, but then shift to a growth mindset and truly improve. Pause and discuss again. What are mistakes you have made in school this year with virtual learning? Some of your possible answers might have been missing assignments, issues with Zoom, time management, missing classes. Okay, so we make mistakes. Now we need to make sure that we grow from mistakes. So you are going to do an assignment called Growing from Your Mistakes. You are going to make a plan to overcome a mistake that you have made recently. My suggestion is that if you are someone who really struggles with online learning, that you relate your mistake back to something you've done recently with learning online so that you can make a plan to overcome those mistakes and get better in the future. If not, if you're doing awesome with online learning, choose another mistake you've made. The directions for this assignment are to go to the class of 20, whatever year you graduate, Strategies for Success, click on Middle School, then Character Lessons, download the Growing from Mistakes document into Notability, and complete it. When finished, upload the document into the assignment on Schoology. You'll go to the class of 20, whatever your graduation year is, Strategies for Success, upload your Notability page into the Growing from Mistakes assignment. You can now pause the video to give students the time to finish this assignment. It should take roughly 5 minutes to complete. When everyone is finished, depending on what kind of time you have left, you can give students to share what they put into their document. So they can share a mistake they've made, 2 to 3 strategies they use to correct the mistake, what they learned from the mistake, and a person that can help them when they make the mistake. If you still have time left at the end of this discussion, please move on to the next slide. Famous failures. I know we watched famous failures before, but we're going to watch it again. I think it's really important to be reminded that some people who we see as huge successes had to work very hard to get there. Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes courage is the little voice at the end of the day that says, I'll try again tomorrow. His parents ignored him. He did poorly at school. He stuttered and spoke with a lisp. They called him a disappointment and a boy of low intelligence. Winston Churchill, British Prime Minister. After failing to land a role, she nearly gave up on acting when a director called her ugly. Meryl Streep, winner of 3 Academy Awards. He was rejected from the USA Film School 3 times. Steven Spielberg, legendary director, winner of 3 Academy Awards. After his first performance, he was told, "You ain't going nowhere, son. You ought to go back to driving a truck." Elvis Presley, legendary musician, dubbed the king of rock and roll. He was turned down by 27 different publishers. Dr. Seuss, world famous children's author. His fiancée died. He failed in business. He suffered a number of nervous breakdowns and was defeated in 8 different elections. Abraham Lincoln, 16th American president. At age 30, he was left depressed and devastated after being fired from the company he founded. Steve Jobs, co-founder and CEO and chairman of Apple Inc. His music teacher said, as a composer, he is hopeless. Ludwig van Beethoven, legendary classical composer. She was demoted from her job as news anchor because she wasn't fit for television. Oprah Winfrey, famous talk show host. He was fired from a newspaper because he lacked imagination and had no original ideas. Walt Disney, co-founder of the Walt Disney Company and winner of 22 Academy Awards. His teacher told him he was too stupid to learn anything. Thomas Edison, inventor of the light bulb. After being cut from his high school basketball team, he went home, locked himself in his room, and cried. Michael Jordan, world famous basketball player. Rejected by a recording studio that said, "We don't like their sound. They have no future in show business." The Beatles, legendary rock band. He wasn't able to speak until he was 4, and he couldn't read until he was 7. Parents and teachers worried he might be mentally handicapped and said he would never amount to much. Albert Einstein, legendary physicist. So, next time you fail, remember that mistakes help you learn. Online learning in middle school can be hard. You will make mistakes, many mistakes, but make sure to continue to learn, continue to grow, and never give up.